Hey everyone, it's your girl Chris, and welcome to Between the Wickets, a conversation series where I step onto the pitch to explore the lives and stories of the professional players who live and breathe the game. Let's welcome today's guest, Stephen Katwaroo. Hey Stephen, how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks for being here. I'd love to start with your journey. You were born and bred in Trinidad and Tobago, and now you're based in New Jersey. Tell me about your earliest cricket memories in Trinidad and Tobago.
Um, I will start off where in the youth primary school level, um, where I think I made my name from the primary school level.
Yeah,
I think that is where I got the recognition of a cricketer. At that youth age, around 11, 12, where where I think I break some records in that school cricket. And I think I still have that record of five consecutive hundreds, 9 games, scoring 698 runs with the highest average. I think I made a clean sweep that year in the entire tournament. And I think that is where that pushed me to get selected in the national U13, Trinidad and Tobago U13. And I think when I get that taste of national cricket, um, I wanted to represent the country at the highest level, which is senior team men's. So, having said that in a nutshell, I think I went along making every other level U13, U15, U17, U19, and senior team played for around 8 to 10 years
mhm,
at the national level. And from U13 all the way to U19, I captain all levels. Besides senior team, but
yep,
every other level, even West Indies U15, I captain World Cup, represented West Indies U19 World Cup. I was a part of the high performance West Indies group with a lot of great players came out of that currently. Shea Hope, Akil Hussain, John Campbell, um, Craig Braffett, Kyle Mayers, all of these new upcoming stars were part of that setup. Um, while the journey unfold, everyone went to their different direction, and I got opportunity here now in the US, where I became the head coach of Falcons Junior Sports Club in New Jersey, and here where I focus mainly now on imparting and growing the game in the US. Trying my best to teach kids to love the game, understand the game. Um, Not really replicate the way I was brought up, but the way the game should be played, respectable, sportsmanship, like understand, try to blend the Caribbean flavor with the US flavor, and
yeah.
I think it's been really nice to me right now. Like it's been good to me. Um, And here in the US, I gained some success in the coaching. I graduated as level four, certified level four coach. Also, I'm a part of the selection panel and a part of the coaching staff where we observe and nurture the USA youth pathway kids, where they take this pathway now to the senior team. U13, U11, U13, U15, U17, U19, and some much of the senior guys. So
Wow.
that's my journey.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds easy, but it's been a long road. It's been ups and downs. It's been good days, bad days, long
No,
hours. But that's how it is. In
right.
order to achieve good
And
things, you have to put in the hard work.
right. And that's so important. putting in that hard work because it's not handed down to you and you're not going to get these things without the hard work. Was it difficult for you to leave Trinidad and Tobago to come to New Jersey?
Um, for me, honestly, it wasn't, to be honest. I give my entire life to cricket
Mm,
and the opportunity. That's the only way I think that you can excel in the game.
yeah,
You have to give it your everything, you have to give it your life. And I think I made that decision as a young boy. Yes, when I go in that little bubble and think about family and whatever, you then the emotions them start hitting you. But I learned from a young age that I want to give the game, give myself to the game.
yeah,
Um, yes, I mean I didn't play much at the highest level, like international, but I play a fair amount of first class games, so I kind
okay,
of understand how the cricket is playing at a certain level, and that is why I really invested in myself with the level four to bridge that gap from first class to international, and I'm still learning a lot. And I think back to leaving the Trinidad, I went with the opportunity. Um, at that time, it was a very tender decision.
yeah,
My daughter was like 3 months old, and I recently married, so it was a tough decision to make. But looking back now, I think it was all God plan. He put everything in place and still putting everything in place. So,
yeah.
um, yes, I miss home, but I mean, when you have to get the job done, you just have to keep your head at it and keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that coaching opportunity, um, that was the main reason why you shifted to New Jersey. Did
Yeah.
that impact your relationship with the game in any way?
Playing obviously, I I think the opportunity came in the right time. I was a bit the understudy of Dinesh Ramdan.
Mm,
Both of us had the same role, and I think he just came back from West Indies duties, and I think they had another keeper at that time. I think Dorich or one of them, and
okay,
that's where Ramden came in, and I end up stand still, right? So he became captain, and I mean he's a great. So that was understood. It was just bad timing, I'll say,
right.
because I mean, self praise is no praise, but I've been putting in all the hard yards. I used to be working really in and out practice, first to reach practice, last to leave, and I have so many people could testify to that. But I
Yeah.
just think it's just probably not the right time there, and the opportunity just present itself where I have to come across here.
Yeah. No, and sometimes, that happens and you learn
Mm.
more about yourself and you're constantly learning. Um, and sometimes you just need a change of scenery uh, to learn more, and
Um,
continue to grow.
I've been hearing that from you. I think it's the truth. Like I discover so much about myself. I
Yeah.
learn so much about the game being across here. Although I'm trying to teach the game here, I learn so much about the game while I'm here. And if I have to put that into my game now, I think you never know. It could have been different. But
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
all plans is driven by the man above. So I guess you never know.
It's true.
People play
You never know.
pe- people play now at 40, so you never know.
Yep. I
I'm
mean,
still young,
listen,
I'm 33, so
you got a ways to go.
yeah.
Back in Trinidad and Tobago, which you just briefed me on, your career spans from regional competitions, playing for the TNT Red Force, to captaining at multiple youth levels. You were also part of the 2012 Under-19 World Cup setup for the West Indies, and you've been around the CPL environment. What did
Yeah.
leadership mean to you at that stage of your life?
I think leadership is a lifestyle. I think that is something you have to want to do
Yeah,
from the get-go, from the you want to be the leader type of thinking, not the
right.
follower. And I think from ever since I knew myself, I always want to be that person to set the example. Even like I was a part of Guyana Amazon Warriors for 2 years. I didn't play a game, but I learned so much. And I was fortunate that although I didn't play any cricket, I learned so much about the game, T20 cricket, especially. And I had the opportunity to rub shoulders with so much great players, like Rashid Khan, Guptill, even Nicholas Puran, Bravo, the Pollards, the Emirates, all of these guys. So, you learn so much, Jason Mohammed, all these guys, you learn so much. Darren Ganga, I made my debut under him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and Dinesh Ramdan as well. He had
Yeah.
a lot to do with my wicket keeping side of it. So you learn so much. Although I didn't play much, but you learn so much. And although I didn't play, I see myself as a leader still. Like the way I take care of myself in practice. Imagine you go 2 years not playing. In the back of your head, you will be so depressed. But I just take one day at a time. Um, New day, new opportunity, sort of thinking, and yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
No,
take pride. I used to take pride throwing balls for Hetty Maya and Amazon Warriors to do
as
six
you should.
hitting, to do six hitting, and now they are one of the greats. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean,
And
it's how you look at it. It's how you look at it. I could have easily
yeah.
fallen and just sit on a corner and maybe just sulk. But I think I took the other road and thinking like a leader, thinking that this is the betterment for the team. This is the right composition for the team, the right setup. By me not playing, the best opportunity for the team to win. I think that's always my mantra. That's my personality. So I think it was easy for me to cope with. I mean, other people might think about it differently, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
just how I see myself.
Um, and I think the beautiful thing is that when you are in that leadership position, you want to have that hunger, that drive, that grit. So no matter where you are in whatever position, you have that mentality that I was a born leader, or leading is something that I'm naturally good at. And no matter what position you are in, you'll adjust, but you'll also
Mhm.
still stand out. Um, yeah,
Yes. So I think it was embedded in me from youth, even from the primary school days. I was just given the role as a captain. I don't know, my coach at that time, Mr. Beepot, he saw something in me that I probably didn't see. And I just enhance it while I grow. Like I like talking to a lot of experienced players to build that side of me, just like how you build a skill. To be a leader, to be a captain, you need to build that side of it as well. So I had a lot of conversation with like ex-captains and keep asking a lot of questions like our conversation with certain players. They probably get bored at me coming to the air, but you just want to learn. You just want to learn about the game. You want to learn like how to go about winning, how to go about what should take place when you're losing, and you learn so much with these ex good players.
yeah. Did you ever feel any pressure having to carry yourself a certain way in those leadership roles?
Um, the pressure is there, obviously, in any
Mm,
sport, right? The pressure will always be there, but you have to learn how to cope with it. You have to know how to bottle it in inside and then make this beautiful picture. So,
yeah,
I think I was really good at that. At the end, when we win or lose, that's where you reflect. I think that's something a great leader need to have. They need to have that calm composure, manage your emotions. I think managing emotion as a leader is very important.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, and what a career you've had in Trinidad and Tobago here in the US. Besides coaching, you've competed in minor league cricket, the US
Yeah.
Premier League, as well as other T20 tournaments.
Mhm.
How would you describe the difference between Caribbean cricket culture and what you've experienced here in the US?
So I played like 15 years of cricket in the Caribbean. And the amount of cricket I played for the last 5 years here in the US, it surpassed the amount of games I
Wow.
played back home. So game time,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like I used to play 5 games on a weekend, T20 games, like start 7 a.m., 11 a.m. you finish, 12
Hmm.
a.m. you rush to the next game. Sometimes you bat and just leave. And that was used to replicate itself for a year or two. And you playing like 5 games, 4 to 5 games every weekend in the summer. And by playing more games now, you understand you're playing the same situation, so you learn quicker.
Hmm.
And that's the only edge I think it have in the Caribbean, right? We don't play enough cricket in the Caribbean.
Right.
We don't. And over here, the level have been really good now. The competition have been really, really up notch now. And you can see it the way they play in the World Cup and so, right?
Yeah.
So the cricket is improving. A lot of competition is high here now in the US. Minor league has its challenges with the competition, but when you move over to the next stage in minor league, I think that is where the cricket really locked in. Like you really see the difference,
Yeah.
and it's no big difference from the list A cricket or T20 back home. The competition is still high, and you can see now in the major league, you see the talent and that strength that the US gives. Even with the local players, you see it that they
Right.
stepping up,
Yeah.
and that's the direction, a good direction for US cricket. So, I think I gain a lot about myself personally. Other people might have different views, but me personally, playing so much games, I get to understand myself better. Whereas where you might 5 years of cricket, you might need to play 10 years of cricket home, if you understand
Right.
what I mean. So
Yes.
I think on that side of it was a win. Yeah, so that was good learnings.
Yeah. I mean, it does sound like a learning. And competitions like minor league being, the foundation, which I've discussed on other episodes of the series, but with minor league creating that foundation for a lot of local players as well as overseas players who come in,
Yeah.
it really allows good attention to
Yeah.
Major League.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, one thing that is really cool is that you're actually the first wicketkeeper batsman on the series.
Oh,
And yeah.
nice.
Um, and wicket keeping, it's such a demanding role. How did you balance both roles, especially in high pressure matches?
Wicket keeping is something you have to love.
Mhm.
It have some people just catch, right? But there's a pride,
Yeah.
and I think I take great pride in what I do. I was always looked as a perfectionist. So I think in high pressure, especially in big games, yeah, again it goes back to staying calm, understanding your role, understand what is required of you as a wicketkeeper, what is your job, and just trying to understand what it takes at pressure situation, what you need to do. I think that's very important,
Yeah.
and I try to share that with my players that I coach. Make sure that we train on a high intensity because the wicket-keeping role is very difficult. It's just like as tough as a fast bowler. And maybe some people might agree, but some won't. But I think it's very, very tough, especially in the longer version.
Yeah.
T20 cricket, it's still tough because if you're opening the batting and wicket keeping, it's still tough. The intensity of the game can be high, so fitness is key. Um, you have to make gym a part of your lifestyle, your routine. Um, I used to train a lot. I used to try to balance both batting and keeping because I was recognized as a batsman at the start of my career, and then I end up being like a wicket keeper batsman when I started to bat
Okay.
middle order. So I think um, it's very important to balance both. And by balancing off the workload for both skill. I was fortunate that again, when you talk to the senior players, they teach you those things.
Right.
So um so that was the sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah. That was one of the main priority to development, balancing both batting and wicketkeeping.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And I was going to ask, like, when did you discover that you were good at wicket keeping? Because if you
Um
started your career as a batsman,
so that's like a funny story. I was well, I was an off spin bowler. And what happened was I got into a little minor accident on the field
yeah.
when I was younger, like on the pitch itself. And the next week, I had to go to U13 trials, like senior team trials, like the national team,
Oh my goodness.
the zonal team, sorry. And I couldn't bowl, so I couldn't even bat properly because it was my wrist, my right wrist.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even move it because the ligaments were torn. Like like I couldn't really hold the bat. So it so happened again that the wicketkeeping position came up for one of the teams because there was two teams they playing and nobody there to keep, and I just held my hand up because I couldn't bat, I couldn't bowl.
You
So
had to do something.
yeah, I held my hand up and I said I'm a wicketkeeper, and a ball just I just dove and took a one hand catch, and that was the and I all I could remember vividly in my mind that was the one handed catch that I took. I don't know nothing about wicketkeeping, mind you, and from that on I went on just pursuing it,
Wow.
and that's how I went on to become a wicketkeeper batsman. Yeah, so
That's incredible.
it's a story. Yeah, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
story. So, but a lot of work was done, like a lot of drills and a lot of balls. I catch so much, like for hour, 2 hours, just rest, catch. And now it's like muscle memory. And I've been honest with you, like winter time here, you don't really get much to do.
Right.
But as soon as I pick up the glove, all the muscle memory, everything hits. I mean, batting is a bit more difficult because batting is more practice. Everything is practice, but I think keeping you have a little more time.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
So
is fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and besides, your career
Mm.
as a cricketer, you're heavily involved in coaching and youth development here in the US. What do you enjoy most about developing young players, and what's your coaching philosophy?
Um, honestly, I love to take kids from nothing, like
Mm.
nurture them from nothing. I think that's my biggest achievement as a coach. If someone comes with talent or whatever, it's easy to just enhance it and, create their game plan and, keep working with them because you see the talent, right? But here in the US, you don't get much. Like, you just get, I want to play, and they know nothing about the sport.
Right.
And then you get that kid, I'm using an example here, 3 years ago, nothing about cricket. And then, boom, playing in a national team. So that is what I strive for. Like that's the goal, right? And my philosophy is you need to work hard to achieve anything you want.
Absolutely.
Especially I live it. I'm living it. There is nothing will come easily. You need to have that put in that hard work and that sacrifice in order to achieve it. And you have to trust the process in it. There will be so much days will knock you down
Yeah.
in the sport, but you just need to just trust the process, trust the people around you, and just shoot for the stars with not no strings attached. It's not like, okay, I'm hitting 1,000 ball today. The game guarantee me to score 100. No. You hit
No.
a
Yeah.
thousand ball, it might first ball, or it might be any non-striker and the batter drive back a ball and you get run out without
That's
even
it.
facing a ball.
Yeah.
So nothing is guaranteed, but I can testify to you, hard work, you create your own luck. So the more hard you work, I think the game and the gods, the game gods, the cricketing gods, they see it. They see the hard work that you put in, and you create your own luck. So when you see
That's
the
great.
easy catches getting dropped in international cricket, it's not that easy cricketing gods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
it.
everyone at that level is they're in the same level.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
uh, it's just whoever put in. I think whoever put in the most, all the hard work, they reap the reward.
Yeah.
And you can listen to all these guys who's great, like Virat. You listen to his structure, his process. He don't rest. He don't rest.
I know.
Yeah, and that's why he's one of the greatest. And
Yeah.
I just one of so many. Yeah, so that's how it is. And again, that um a passion for seeing those kids when they start from ground bottom,
Yeah.
not even knowing cricket, as I say, and now representing at national level and to extent international level. That's the that's the joy and the satisfaction that any coach will have.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, they
Uh,
have to score in whatever wherever they go, but
right.
the
Right.
progress is what is something to see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's always such a rewarding thing when you're able to instill so many values and watch, your students blossom from the
Yeah,
beginning till the end. Um,
it just
yeah.
it just it just don't come with bat and ball. Trust me.
Right.
It everything inter intertwined with it. Everything about life is coming to the game. Everything.
Yeah.
So if you think you're going and just bat and bowl alone or feel, trust
That,
me,
yeah, that's not it.
you're not going to reach it.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of everything around you. Subconscious mind, everything at different heights.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
one thing that I'm curious about is, when you have students that are coming in who don't know a thing about cricket, do you feel like they genuinely don't know, or, their parents have pressured them to get involved in this sport and then they kind of rely on the coaches to now mold,
There
their
are
kids?
there are two there are a few types, right? I'll just share
Yeah.
two. They're the ones who some parents want the kids to live their dream and they just push them, and yeah, as a coach, right? You know if they love the game or if they're just doing it.
Right.
Right? But still, the end of the day, you have to be professional as a coach and still understand the individual. You have to understand their personality, and you still have to coach based on that.
Mhm.
All right? Coaches need to understand everybody's personality so they know how to structure a plan for each and everybody. If a coach coaching 10 person the same way,
Yeah.
that's not coaching. You need to understand each and every individual, and you need to create a proper plan to get the best out of them, right? And then there are some genuinely who love the game, and then they don't really know much about it, and that is what you get some here in the US. I mean, there's a lot of kids. The cricket in here is huge. Like
Right.
now you've seen it, right? But before, like you'll talk to someone they don't know the game still, but then you'll get those who don't know the game, and now you have to teach them about it. One, I think that's a little more easier because what they know about the game, that's what they know,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Right.
So you can like channel it how what you want to create. All right. So so there's two examples of what you get, and I think sometimes getting the ones that don't really know much, but you create in this player, obviously they will get involved in it. They will learn about it more. They'll learn the history. They'll start looking at the game and they fall in love with the game.
Mhm.
Then it become a bit easier. But when someone is pushing you to live a dream that they want, but not the individual, it becomes a bit tough
Yeah.
because now you're not willingly getting up to come to cricket. You're doing it because you have to do it till you turn probably 17, 18.
Right.
All
Right.
right. So I think I experience it, and um I try to surround myself where or focus myself more into those who more serious about representing the country and developing themselves. Because one, you save time, you're down to business. And those who have recreation, it's not like you're getting rid of them. You still want them to love the game.
Right.
Or those who want to live the dream through their kids, you still want them to play and enjoy it. Or, so that's where we have a different group where they play recreation, they play for fun. And then you have the other group in where, this is a business group where
Right.
you go
Okay.
and, you stay focused and you have them mad hours,
Yeah.
8, 9 hours of the day, just batting and bowling and going berserk.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I try my best to still grow the game, although it come from that direction. If you understand what I mean, it's not
Yes,
like
absolutely.
you're just shutting it down because at the end of the day you want the sport to stay on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to grow the sport, and any opportunity I get here in the US, I try to visit schools, try to grow in sports day, just go introduce cricket. People looking at me like, what is this? And then after leaving the school, everybody wants to play cricket. So,
Wow.
it's like,
Wow.
it,
Yeah. And I think as a natural leader, your mindset is to,
mm,
focus no matter what reason they're in cricket for, right? Whether
mm,
it's the business side, the recreational side. As a leader, that is your responsibility to still mold these
yes,
students,
that's
and
it.
that's your mindset.
They should know cricket and they should
Right.
love cricket, and that's
Yeah.
it. If
That's
you
it.
make it to the next level, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
So it's just, and I think that's just the thinking behind anything. If you have
Yeah.
that thinking, like a clear cut, if you just put that down in your head and you aim for that goal, for those who serious about it, who
Yeah.
recreation, then they just play for fun. Come today if they want to stay home tomorrow, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so
But again, you're molding that mindset of those serious players. This is the reality of the game.
yeah.
Yeah, you can have fun, but again, the
Mhm.
reality, kicks in. Yeah,
Mind you,
that's
the ones who also serious, you have to create
yeah,
a fun environment as well
absolutely.
because you have to still enjoy what you do. Because if you just stay in a bubble, you can mess up yourself, right? So
Right.
still try to create that fun environment with obviously that professional side too as well.
Yeah, and I think, definitely will ease the pressure off of them,
Mhm.
especially because they're young
Yeah,
and, kids are kids. And I think if you apply too much pressure, it will mess with them.
yeah.
Yeah, so that balance is
My
very
senior,
important.
we see it's more easier with the senior guys. I have some senior guys I coach, like minor league, international players. It's way easier because they understand the game. They
Right.
come to you as a coach now to for that basics that they probably just shift out of. Right? As you as a coach, you have to be monitoring that bowlers,
Yeah.
batters, keepers, whatever. It could be mentally, physically, technically. You just there for that support because at that level they don't say much because they already know their game.
Yeah.
Or you can give them options. Right? So um that's just the thinking. But the hard work is the youths. It's how you nurture the youths. How you nurture that those youths. How you nurture them into being the next Virat or the next
Yeah.
Brian Lara.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Um, and what's one thing you have found with young cricketers here in the US? What do you think that they're missing that players in the Caribbean naturally grow up with?
obviously is it have the 2 seasons. So I use it 2 season, winter, summer, right? It have so many
Right.
other seasons, but that's winter,
Yeah.
summer, right? But I honestly think we although you miss 6 months of cricket or 5 months of cricket, I think it's a good because that is where you're using that probably not 5 months, right? Probably 3 months to just do technical work
Right.
and you build your game and then you hit the ground rolling for the next 9 months. So really and truly, like if they can move out of here, those serious ones,
Hmm.
and play more cricket to bridge that gap, I think they're not missing much. So
That's fair.
I kind of um I I kind of guide my senior bunch,
Hmm.
train hard first 3 months of winter, pre-season, just pre-season, you go and you get play games probably India, Dubai, Caribbean,
Right.
Jamaica, wherever. You go and you start putting that into place. So when season start here, you're ground running, you're ready to go.
There you go.
So I think the setup is really good here. If I say anything, I'll be faulting it. The setup that I am in part of,
Right.
it's really, really good. Even from the U11 all the way up.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so it's like you play U11s, U13, U15. The roadmap is really good. Like it's really, really, and I'm talking about every kid could pull their stats. Yeah, if you play one game tomorrow, you know their stats. You'll have it. They will pull it right there.
Yeah,
And I think that is what we don't really have in the Caribbean. And I think that's something we need to develop. So it's probably
absolutely.
the flip side. It is probably the flip side.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
obviously the good weather.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get and less game time, but
Okay.
the advantage the US again have is they have natural pitches. So even if it rain, you can still play.
Right.
Once the rain stop, you can still play. The only disadvantage is the pitches. Like they don't
Okay.
get accustomed with the natural pitches. So that's where you're bridging the gap and you're going out to India, Caribbean, Australia, Dubai, where you get familiarized now with the natural pitches. Or you can go Texas or whatever. But you want to
Mm.
get more acclimatized with different conditions.
Which is fair enough.
If there's one thing they probably need to improve on is giving more experience, especially to the younger kids, to play on natural surfaces.
Okay. Well,
Florida,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I think that's so important, again,
yeah,
as they continue to condition themselves,
yeah,
as professionals. Um,
yes.
you've had such an incredible journey.
Yeah.
Now that you're coaching,
Mhm.
what does success look like for you now compared to when you were playing professionally?
Um, Honestly, I want to coach at the highest level. Um, I want to I want to coach on an international team, and
Wow.
again, once God think it can happen, I guess it will happen. I leave it in his hand. But as now, small little achievements is um, grooming all my players to aim for that international spot. All right, so I'll share example. Right now, I have a U19 kid who is knocking on the doors. The last 3 years, I sat with him, and we are eyeing one spot in the national team. So we build an entire structure around that. It could work or it can't do it. So it's just that's the gamble in any sport,
Yeah.
right? But we putting our all into that. So that is my success. If I can get multiple players following that template and being successful, I think that's a win for me.
Yeah. And I think it's important to recognize those small wins because your day will come and it's all about timing,
Yes,
right?
it's all about
And
time.
and sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's not our time and we might invest our time in focusing on others and helping build them up and then you never know your time is coming soon. But yeah, I think it's important to take the small wins and you'll get
Yes,
the big
yes.
wins soon.
Yes, that's my main focus right now. Eventually, once I start back playing, as I say, probably the ending of this year or next year, I know myself way more than 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So if opportunity presents itself again, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of constantly learning and growing as an individual.
Yes.
Um, having experienced both Caribbean and US cricket, where do you feel most at home in the game today?
Um, Home will always be home, right? Like home will always be home.
Yeah,
You get that vibes home. You get that interaction. You get that pride. Playing for your country. You grew up home. Home will always be home. And again, as I say, I learned so much here, and now here is like home, right? So,
yeah,
so it's just I think back home, obviously, and you give it the edge. I played most of my cricket back home,
yeah,
so you miss that Sunday evening, all your family around the ground, everyone's just there supporting you. I think that's cool.
yeah. That's fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a massive part of your identity,
Yes.
and it's contributed so much to your journey.
Yes.
Um, all right, Stephen, we'll switch gears now for a quick fire round. No
Mm.
pressure.
Let
Are
me
you
get ready.
ready?
Let me get ready. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
you let me know. You good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Doubles or roti?
Doubles.
Doubles or aloo pie?
Doubles.
Good answer. One bowler you did not enjoy facing.
Nikita Mela.
If you could live anywhere for a year, where would it be?
Himalaya Mountains.
Mm. What's one thing you miss daily from Trinidad?
Coconut water.
Love coconut water. Batting or wicket keeping, which did you secretly enjoy more?
The character, my full character, my and like my I can be myself wicket keeping.
Mm.
Like, yes, my full who is Stephen Katwaroo. I think we can keep in your season. See who is Stephen Katwaroo.
Wow.
Batsman side of it, I think it's more reserved. Although I love Button, I mean, but if you think about getting the best side of me and who is Stephen Katwaroo, I think it is wicketkeeping.
Stephen Katwaroo, the wicketkeeper. Love it. Well, that wraps our quick fire round. But before I let you go, if you could tell your younger self something right here, right now, what would you
Mhm.
tell him?
I'll tell them the same thing. I'll tell them I'll be the same. Like, give yourself to the game. Trust your instincts, and just
Yeah,
go for the stars.
that's an amazing message.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, thanks so much for joining me today on Between the Wickets. And to our audiences, if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Until next time, I'm Krystal Ramroop. See you on the pitch.